So I wanted to start by doing my own personal one first, and I'm gonna leave the letters the way they are. I don't want to put funny names on them again because now that we've got the full game, we have a real patch, version 1.0. I think it's time to do a proper personal opinion. I'll start from wherever these characters are. I think Inquisitor is B tier. She's really good. She's actually got some decent combo length, and with good execution, you can get really good damage. She's good on the ground, good range, solid character all around. Berserker. I'm gonna have to put him in the A tier just because I do think that he's really strong. He's fast. He's got a lot of mobility, lifesteal. He can use his own HP so that he can convert better. High damage, I'd say medium execution probably. It's not too hard. The timing sometimes get a little iffy with him, but otherwise he's a solid character. Striker, I'm gonna put an S tier. She's got just about everything you need to just be a proper fighting game character. She could be put in any game and probably survive pretty well against any opponent. She can put her in Marvel. Go ahead. She'd be alright in Marvel. She'd be the best Marvel character to ever be released. Grappler, I think he's also A tier. He's got some high damage move, and in some situations he could do 70 to 80, 90% of your HP. I've seen some people come up with 100% HP when it's on a Swiftmaster or Enchantress or someone who has low HP. And Yipes plays Grappler, so probably S tier. Ranger is probably still C tier. I don't think there's any D's, so I just erase that. I don't think there's any D tiers in this game. Ranger just seems like he's missing a step. I genuinely can't say one thing that is just wrong with him. It's just the fact that he seems like he's just a beat slower than everybody else. His full range, is cool, but then 80% of the cast has full range options now. Lost Warrior can teleport, Crusader can wall, Dragon Knight is broken. Swiftmaster can literally just hit the B button and full screen hit you with that into full combo. Hitman, I don't know what Hitman struggles at full screen. But some characters have the options to beat out Ranger's range, which is his thing, and it just makes him not better than almost anybody in the cast. Like Ghostblade, just like Ghostblade. Ghostblade is fast. He has good moves. He's high in mobility, but he doesn't have real escapes like a invulnerable DP or his teleport is good, but it's also really grabbable because the end lag is really long, and that's another thing that we need to talk about. The end lag in a lot of these moves, a lot of them seem really off. I can give an example later of some of those moves, but for right now, I'm just gonna gloss over it. Hitman is really good. Hitman is B. I'm not gonna give him A tier. I might actually give him A tier. I am going to give him A tier. I think Hitman is a solid character. He's sort of floating in between where A and B is. For the sake of treating him as a character, in a game, and not just looking at how people are playing him. I think he's A tier. I think he's definitely A tier. It's a little different what I thought before in my previous tier list. I thought Hitman was just okay, but his damage is solid. He's good all around. He'll do fine in the future. People are going to unlock more secrets with him, and then it's just going to be free games on all the newbies because that's what it is. Dragon Knight is S tier. Matter of fact, she's in front of Striker in S tier. She is better than every single person who is on this list. She is quite literally Magneto from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. She has way too many options. She's way too safe. She's too small. Her Anyways, Inquisitor, I think Inquisitor is pretty decent. His DP sucks, I heard. I think he's pretty decent. He's really not that bad. Inquisitor has good range. good normals, good damage. His combo length is good. His DP kind of sucks. I'll put him down here with the other person who's pretty good, but not so great. Kunoichi, she's somewhere in between S and A. It depends on who's playing her, really. I do think she's up there. She's probably S tier. I'd give her that because of her mobility, her damage, her mix-ups, the high-lows. You know, with RC or sorry, with the white health cancel move, you can get some crazy overheads into lows. Like it's not fair. She's pretty good. You already know. Who's next? The boy. We love Crusader in this channel, dog. I love Crusader. He's slow. He's methodical. You have to think about what you're going to do next with him. Just because you are losing to somebody who's just hitting shield and then hitting the B button does not mean that this character is dumb. You need to figure out a way around that, which is real easy. I'm not going to give up the secrets so that my fellow Crusader brethren start losing games, but, you know, word to the wise. Start learning to do some combos, start learning to dodge, start learning to grab, you know, don't just sit there and complain about it. So Crusader is definitely top tier. He's up there with the best of them. You know, I think his damage output is solid. He has higher HP than everybody else, which makes him a good contender for scrambles. Like most of the cast can't do too much damage, you know, in the first place, unless you have really high execution or a lot of meter. Crusader just buffs through all of that, you know. He just kind of walks forward, he hits you, he tells you to pray to Jesus, and if you don't, you get bonked over the head. Launcher, I haven't seen too much of. Nobody plays her online because, you know, she's like a very lame, people like to call, character where you sit back and you just shoot stuff, but that's not really the case. Her light attack, her first attack is very fast. You could use it as like really good staggering like pressure. Combo damage is really high if you know what you're doing. So I'm going to give her up to B tier just because she's not really that good, but she can do a lot of damage. She is kind of fast. Pick you up from wherever you are on the ground. I think that's her DP that does that. Next is Maximilian Dude. Max got put in the game and they made him really good. They made him like really good. And I love to say that because he deserves it, you know. Maximilian Dude is a hell of a dude. I think he's up there, A tier. Troubleshooter's going to do just fine in the future. Nerf him, buff him, who cares? He'll be fine. He has enough combos, enough damage, enough options. He's got grenade, you know. He's got a ton of stuff that he could just use against you and treat you pretty fairly, you know. He's a fair character. I think he's really balanced. Next is Swiftmaster, and I roll my eyes to this man because he could just hit B full screen. You're gonna get hit. You know, he could vortex you into any grab or any move, and then he's gonna full combo you, and it's gonna take about 10 to 15 seconds. You're gonna put your controller down. You're gonna go get a drink. You're gonna come back. You're still gonna be getting caught by Swiftmaster. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna happen. He's gonna get nerfed, I believe. I truly believe he will get nerfed. And I think he will get hit pretty hard because the certain things that make him good make him like top tier good. But if he were to lose a lot of those things or even just one or two of those things, like for example, his vortex is really good. His vortex in general, like the idea that most of his moves suck you in from full screen, you know, it needs probably like a smaller range to where it just doesn't fucking vortex you from max screen. You can really get hit anywhere on screen by Swiftmaster, and as long as he has the orb out, it's going to pull you into it, and it's going to be a full combo. So Swiftmaster's good. Swiftmaster's great. But right now, I'd say he's S tier. Hell, there's a lot of good characters in this game. There are a lot of good people. There are a lot of good players, and for that, I'm really thankful because, you know, you get to play the game with most characters. You don't just pick one character and say, oh, this is so low tier that, you know, I'm not going to be able to play or have any fun because I think the character model is really cool and I really want to play the game, except I keep getting smoked by Dragon Knights and Strikers and Grapplers and you know, Crusaders, Swiftmasters. But that's the point. You know, there's a lot of characters that do the smoking, which means, you know, there's a variety cast that lets you pick whoever you want. I really thank Arxis for this. Enchantress is like up here somewhere, because the right person needs to touch her. I don't know who is gonna play her. I don't know too many people who like to play puppet characters, but once someone unlocks Enchantress's puppet out and they figure out just how to stomp people, you know, it's gonna be really good. Really good. Enchantress is going to be really fun to watch as well, because her combos are really flashy. They have beautiful moves. She has good range. She has the puppet, you know. She has a lot of good tools that are going to keep her strong. Last is Lost Warrior. Now, he's a character that you can unlock by doing story mode, which is cool. I miss that kind of feature in video games or even just like fighting games, where you have to unlock the next person that you want to play. You know, this is me thinking with the person with the best ability holding him, you know, maybe like Punk the God or something. Maybe he's up here somewhere, because he's good. His moves are really good. His style of play is actually kind of fluid and fast, and it's not invasive in any way, or you know, you don't get bodied by a Lost Warrior. He's normally the one getting bodied right now. So if it's probably one of the players that are playing today who's playing Lost Warriors, then he's probably around a B tier, A tier. But personally, I think he's up here, A tier. He's got great damage, great combo ability, great mobility. You know, he's got pretty much the whole package, besides the fact that he is kind of slow. You know, like his moves are kind of slow. They have a lot of end lag, because they're a lot of risk, a lot of reward. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my take on it. But I went into the Dungeon Fighter Discord and I asked everyone else what they thought of their own character, because I don't want people telling me, you know, oh, this and that about Crusader. Well, who do you play? Oh, well, I play Inquisitor. Okay, well, I don't really need that, you know, sort of opinion from someone who doesn't play the character. So I went around and asked the people who played what they think about where their character is on the tier list. And I got some funny answers, and I'm not going to talk through it at all or try to like comment on every single one. I'm just going to kind of let them play out. You'll see, you know, how the community felt about it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for tuning in to the other videos. I really appreciate the support I'm getting. 200 subscribers is something that I never thought I'd have. I'm really happy about that. Thank you, guys. Stay blessed.